Previously on the House of Glass.
Nat 20.
Nice. See, you just needed to get them all out of there.
Lesson.
The first thing that Rico does is he gets up and without any hesitation runs out of the room.
Let's take the assumption that the information provided to us was fair understanding of what was happening, which was illegal necromantic activity because his license had lapsed.
I believe that this paper might have been taken from a tome. This is too much.
Do you know?
I know we need to learn more, and that's where we can do it.
The plot thickens.
That's a fun noise.
Where do you guys go? What are you doing?
All right.
Let's see. So our first, we probably can be able to hit the library, see what we can locate about the rest of the information on this spell. My primary recommendation, but then a secondary, would be also to start trying to track down some of these items and who might be trying to acquire them.
Our goal is to find and bring this guy in, right? We're not trying to necessarily discover what he's accomplished, right? So I feel like hunting down these items is going to be the quickest way for us to go find him.
The library will tell us why he's doing the things he's doing, and we can actually follow the trail.
By the way, are we still in the bakery place? You guys are in the basement. I'm talking to the baker.
In ruins.
Taking his
in
statement.
ruins around us.
As I'm taking the statement in the background, just so you know, can I persuade him to give me some like healing potions or something of some sort? Because
I'm a baker. Don't make healing potions, fella.
my friend, your desserts are healing. Do you have anything to just heal the body? You know, I sacrifice myself.
He kind of puts his hand on your shoulder. Bakery doesn't heal the body. It heals the soul.
My friend, that is what I need. And my body does.
Mind-body balance. Good sir, we are so sorry that this has happened in your establishment, but we will look forward to frequenting your bakery in the future. May I have that to-go box, please?
Oh, yeah. One moment.
Thank you.
He kind of toddles off, comes back with a...
He doesn't.
Can you believe this guy doesn't have potions?
No, but that's
What kind of a baker doesn't have anything to heal?
Guess what? We're going shopping.
Ah, I like shopping.
I know you do.
Friend.
Okay.
Smolak, it's going to be okay. Shopping is good for the soul, like you said. We are going to go shopping, and we are going to find this guy. We are going to find this guy.
Well,
Are we ready?
Ryan, you got any extra information there reviewing the files?
On your guys' walk, you can take what's equivalent to a short rest, so... Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, we all need it.
This one.
Definitely need that.
Damage, no.
Yep, not that one. I'm learning the app still.
Is stressing Eris out so
This
much.
is
It's
the,
barely a
Fight Club
short
one.
rest. It's just the stress, the tension is just
See how
building
I-
up here.
Listen, I have a question for you, okay? It seems like you are always so tight, you know? Like, one time I have a friend, all of us call her tight ass, you know, but...
You're looking at... Excuse
no,
you? And Eris slaps him.
Okay,
Yes.
he goes ahead and tries to like dodge it. And let's see, I didn't roll very well.
Yeah, you get slapped.
So I get slapped.
You get slapped. Don't talk about my offs.
That's not what I was saying. I'm saying it's a terminology thing, okay?
You walk in
What
front of
is-
me now.
No, I am not talking about you. I was talking about my friend.
That's right.
That
Do unto others what you do unto them so she can look at your ass.
well, if you really want to.
No, please.
Yeah, listen.
Rico, hey Rico, can you come up here and help me figure out where we're going?
Of course, my
I
friend.
need your help real quick.
I am ready to help.
All right,
anytime.
come here.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he like puts his arm around you.
Yeah.
Just need to rest.
Okay,
So
my
where
friend.
do you think we should go, Rico? Should we go to the library or should we go try and figure out where these artifact things might be?
Anywhere to make that woman happy, man. You can't do that to the same character.
Sorry.
Okay. My friend, anywhere that make that woman happy, okay? Okay, so think about this, okay? He has his list of
He is
things
going
that he wants
shopping, so we want to catch him in the
He's
act.
starting from the top. We start from the bottom. Up. You understand?
Yes, pure.
That is how we find him. If we are starting from the top, we are chasing. If we are starting from the bottom, we meet.
Rico, you always know what's best.
My friend,
Yes.
this is what I do best. Okay, so we start from the bottom. What is it?
So, first on the list is the. Ryan pulls out the paper and he Black Diamond.
Are all these things you can buy at the store? I mean, some of them sounded a bit.
They're very rare.
Yeah.
In fact, not are they only rare, but they're likely to be in some secure location.
Which is why I would say, also because I do find true joy in the library, that if we educate ourselves about why our target is doing these things, maybe we can get ahead of his path.
I just worry about the time
I understand.
at the library, especially if Tessa's the one looking at the books.
Addiction is a bad thing, Tessa. You probably shouldn't read that much.
It's true. It's true. I once had an addiction too, and it was not good. But we need to keep moving forward. So
I can stop. I can stop when I want to stop. I'm not reading now.
that is true. That is true.
You're right, Tessa. Well done. But
Are these things we can learn about in the library? Or is there a more necromancer-ish library or
Well,
whatever?
If you give me some details, I might be able to help with that. Unfortunately, I was muscle for hire, and I kind of dealt with some shadowy people in the past.
Max, I have Witcher's Eye, or Watcher's Eye, excuse me.
Okay. Which is nope.
It's out. We're not taking that out.
What is that?
Yeah, but witch's eye, guys.
Watcher's Eye. You experience enforcing the law and dealing something like that. That's the best case.
He's gonna use witch's eye.
Watcher's Eye. What you got?
We'd be worried
So
about
Watcher's
you.
Eye, your experience in enforcing the law and dealing with lawbreakers gives you a feel for local law and criminals. You can easily find the local outposts of the Watch or similar organization, and just as easily pick out the dens of criminal activity in a community.
Witch's Eye thing sounds
Witch's
like...
Eye is good.
It sounds good.
Although you're more likely to be welcome in the former location rather than the latter. So he can spot them easily.
Not a whole lot to do with criminal activity here. Necromancy is is legal as long as you're licensed.
Okay.
Again, Deklin's great crime is he let his license lapse.
Who's he speaking to?
Well,
Librarian?
what about some of these items on the list that are illegal?
What?
The items on the list were illegal, weren't they not?
They're highly regulated. So we'll fast forward you to the Arcaneum, which has the premier arcane library. If it has to do with magical study, Arcaneum is the place to go.
I'm here. I'm just going to say that I'm interested in any books that might look like they might help me with my magic or fire or, I don't know, books about devils, maybe?
Gotcha.
Also, perhaps
Just as a
things
side
that might have to do with the list. Why we're here.
Yeah, I don't think Eris cares about that.
Do you want to get paid?
Honestly, she doesn't care that much about being paid. I mean, me as a player, absolutely want to get paid. Eris is like, oh, I've got plenty of money. Maddie wants her to get paid, yeah. So she'll still do it, but she's going to be looking for other things.
What motivates you? I wonder.
A short experience where you have to kind of show like, hey, we're with Cosmo Corp, we're on a job or whatever, and you are allowed into the library. You are encountered and met by Keeper Eldon, an elderly half-elven man wearing the kind of traditional wizardly robes. Tall, lean, thin, wizened. Says, I understand you're looking for entrance into the library.
Well, specifically, we don't need to enter the library. We're trying to locate a specific tome in which this page was taken from.
Let me take a look at that, if you would, young man. Black. Where did you get this?
As I said,
At the bakery.
well, we're tracking down some illegal necromancy. Well,
Try to be honest.
illegal because the license is lapsed and someone practiced.
Who are you trying to track down? This is outrageous that this has left the library.
Well, it's potential. Maybe you could also help us because Deklin Wendell is the person who
Deklin Wendell?
either observed or borrowed the tome and then took out part of that page. Now, whether it was he or maybe he had an accomplice or someone else, but perhaps...
Shouldn't be allowed here. He's getting thrown out.
So that means someone else gave him access or acquired the page for him.
Or he got this
What can
before.
you tell us
Before.
about these items?
Highly restricted.
Yes,
For
I
the construction of... Who are you, miss? I'm not sure I should tell you.
Could I detect to see
Cosmo
if-
Corp.
Smol brings up his badge.
I guess we're doing it.
I suppose they are one of
We
our...
work for Cosmo Corp.
This is the Cosmo Corp
I am-
wing of the library, I suppose. But...
I am an arcane research specialist with Cosmo Corp, and I have been a scholar for many, many years.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see at least someone.
She also has a reading addiction. Be careful what you say.
You understand.
Is that a real thing?
Quite a lot I do, in fact, yes. Yes, I pride myself on.
Real thing.
Perhaps.
This comes from a highly restricted tome.
Okay.
Purely for only research purposes. The rituals within were not supposed to be completed. Just for historical purposes is it maintained.
They're theoreticals then.
Well, I mean, they've been done. They work, but theoretically from here on out, of course, yes.
Okay. Where would one theoretically go to find these supplies?
Come with me. Let's go with the supplies. I mean, the Ebon and Bones Necroporium would be the obvious answer.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hey, you said the Cosmo Corp of the wing? At the library, Cosmo Corp has a section of the library?
Yeah, this is it. Cosmo Corp donates to the Arcaneum, so that...
My friend, you know this. We talk about it. He is just making sure to keep you honest.
Why?
Anyway,
Are you impugning my honesty, young man?
values.
Of course.
I don't think.
The written word is sacred to me, and the written word, what is it? But truth.
And that is why this man will help us figure out what Cosmo Corp wants. See? We understand.
One moment, if you will. I'm going to repair this tome.
Thank you.
We'll see what it's for, if it'll help you.
Let's examine them side by side before you repair it right away.
And kind of...
You know how how pesky tomes can be.
Yes.
As he leaves.
Remember that we are confident. We don't ask questions that we should know the answer to.
Oh no, you do. You should. Always ask questions.
But if we know
around
the
him.
answers, it
So
makes us look like we do not have answers. You understand?
I know I don't have the answers. That's why you ask the questions.
But we should know the answers. He's not going to believe that we are with Cosmo Corp if you ask him this place if it's part of Cosmo Corp. Of course it is.
We have
Contradictions
ID
hurt my
badges.
head.
You are with Cosmo
Just
Corp.
follow
Of
this-
course we are with Cosmo Corp.
This
We have
elderly
ID
gentleman.
badges.
What's around him?
Of course.
Because I might try and take something.
He says
Books,
something, she
books and
says another,
scrolls.
she gets mad.
Anything
He's
from what
always.
I
He's,
said.
what are
Not
you?
really here. What you're looking
Rather
for
collected,
is
actually.
a little more esoteric knowledge. They keep that a little more.
You're doing just fine.
Hey,
And he kind of stopped you at the
beat yourself
entrance.
up. It is complicated.
But why he was gone?
I mean, there's other people around.
Wow, I almost said tortoises.
Please.
I'm back, please. Yes. All right.
Thank you.
He kind of looks at the paper again. Page 101. He gets, oh, that's strange. It's not torn. And he kind of like grabs you, Tess, and come take a look here. So you see there's a ritual on this page, and it is entitled The Creation of a Soul-Bound Revenant. And there's a list of items, a recipe, if you will. And that recipe is 3 cups of unbleached flour, 1.5 cups of sourdough starter, 1.25 cups of cold spring water, 2 teaspoons of sea salt, and a pinch of grave dust. And you see instructions for baking this bread
In the book.
in the book, in an unbroken page.
Interesting that this came from.
There's hardly any alchemical reagents in this.
So, you understand that Mr. Deklin had been living and assisting the baker for some time. It's interesting that those ingredients would be ingredients that a baker might use. Interesting.
Make an investigation check.
10.
10. Yeah, those are ingredients for some sort of bread.
Rico comes in. Is it possible that maybe they switch pages? You know this kind of stuff, right? And you see his legs just kind of glimmer a little bit as he winks at you and gives you bardic inspiration.
You have happy feet or something?
Yeah. Yep, just a little bit, just from the feet, just glowing a little bit. No dance move yet.
Generally, you have to inspire her before she rolls, but we'll allow it.
Okay. I just didn't want to interrupt.
Oh my gosh. I need to have more rolling. No.
15 then.
Oh, wait, no, I think you
Six?
have to use
Add a
the
D6.
6 to, yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
So you add
So
add that
six
to
to
your
10.
original roll.
Yeah, to 10.
Oh.
Yeah, so whatever your original roll was, you add
Yeah.
that.
You don't
D6
re-roll
to
the
it.
d20. You just add a 6 to what you.
Yeah.
Well, I had, 16.
16. Okay. You're looking at this page, and it looks fairly well done, but you're aware of a spell that could accomplish something like this. It'd be the mending spell. If he were to have a similar piece of, sized piece of paper, he could rip it off, throw another piece of paper on there, and cast the mending spell, and it would mend.
Okay.
As you look at the seam, you see what appears to be faded in the ink, maybe faded by the mending spell. But if you look closely enough, you can just make out a few words.
Tessa gets chills, and she's so excited to be reading, learning something new.
That's the kind of smile that you need.
That's a smile
So-
of an addiction.
Words read, final loaf, bakery, and rest.
This Deklin character gets interesting now because he had taken a recipe page from the bakery and made the tome complete just by replacing the page.
And
So
okay.
I guess we now need to understand what these other tomes in this book, what their nature is.
That is
So-
my woman.
As you read the book, you were saying the ritual of soulbound.
Soulbound revenant.
Revenant?
Horrible creature, yes.
Horrible creature. Oh, and okay,
Take
horrible.
multiple forms, of course, but it's highly immoral as it splits one's soul.
Ooh. well.
So the person that performs the ritual
cursed.
splits their soul.
Traditionally, but it doesn't necessarily have to be the person casting. They could cast or grab a piece of soul from the aether if they have a specific name in mind, and the soul is willing.
Oh my.
So it's like a way to bring someone back from the dead?
Oh no, that's far too generous a way of putting it. No, it's a horrid existence. It just creates a servant, a painful existence, being split apart like that.
Way to bring someone back from the dead that you don't like.
I suppose, well, the soul must be willing.
Interesting.
Well, there may be many souls who are willing to have a chance to live again, if persuaded.
Only a soul that is desperate to have some form of influence in this material world again would deign to accept
This is very dark.
Yes, that's what very immoral, yes.
So, you mentioned also a locale in which we may be able to potentially encounter some of these items on the true recipe. Of course, you said the ebony and bones.
Ebon and Bones Necroporium, yes.
Necrophorium.
The foremost place for necromancy and
Then
compliments.
we'll continue our investigation there. You have been...
Invaluable.
Yes.
I must warn, this is far above Deklin's cape. He was a shoddy wizard. In all things, he only had a small amount of talent for necromancy, and even that was below par.
Like making a
you
skull that
thought.
could like spit fire.
He couldn't make a flame skull. He could barely raise a skeleton or two.
Could I see if he's being honest or genuine?
Inside check.
Just fought a flame skull.
Yeah. Wait, what was it? An insight?
Insight.
Okay, that is 14.
14. Seems like he's telling the truth.
Okay.
Well, it's either he has gained the skill, or he's working on behalf of someone else and he's become an apprentice.
Yes. That is what I think.
I can't imagine any necromancer worth his salt would apprentice Deklin. That would be a desperate individual for certain, but
Did he ever come to the library with someone else?
not that I haven't seen Deklin in months. He's not allowed here anymore.
Why is he not allowed here?
Because, quite frankly, he's a pretty poor wizard. You don't want his ilk
Let me make it
reflecting poorly upon the university.
Where would he and his ilk frequent in town?
Well, he would often go to Ebon and Bone because I understand that while he passed the bare minimum for a low-level necromancy license, he would often go there for a component. Young man, aren't you cold?
My friend, what makes you think that I am cold?
I can see your entire torso, basically.
He winks at him. Anyway, I think our job here is done.
To
We know
Ebon and
exactly where to go.
All right, let's get
we
a
had-
move on.
By any chance, do you have any potions here?
This is a library.
I also, I would like
by
to
the
check
way.
out
Not
that
this
tome,
again.
if you don't
I'm
mind.
afraid it cannot leave the library.
You know what? In fact, here's a sweet roll. Just enjoy.
It is the best sweet roll in town.
Our friend, beautiful, wonderful sweet rolls.
So good that it makes this woman smile. You believe that?
Okay, I'm leaving.
All right, I have to work now.
Just go for a sleight of hand and try and like get the book.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh. Oh, what is it?
It's an 11.
I rolled a 3.
Nice.
She's very chill.
Dusty
about
old
it,
man.
though.
With Doug's passive aggressive
Wow.
passive perception, does he notice that?
Well, it is your passive? Is it above 11? Or
I'm pretty
or 11?
sure. Yep, it's 13.
Yeah, you notice Tessa going for the book as he's like having this written for recall.
I also observed this.
I would too then.
So you can act as you will.
That's right. Yeah, maybe we should just dust that off, right, Tessa? Just make
Yes,
sure.
I
Yeah.
so much
Before we give it back, we should just make sure it's all clean.
Wait a minute, we wouldn't want this out in the world. There's horrible, horrible things in here.
That's right.
World-ending possibilities.
Add that to the
Horrible
statement.
bread recipes.
Doug, you
That
really
should
are the
not
best
be in
of
here,
us.
but we'll rectify that.
What makes you say that?
I saw what was happening and I was about to let it slide.
It would
You
have
are the
been
best of us.
beneficial
He walks
to
away
read
with
more of the book.
Excuse me. Unfortunately, we need to collect that book for evidence.
It's
for...
not possible.
Well, you know how Cosmo Corp is.
Yes, and I know that they would not want this out into the world. I'm sorry, young man, there's not a single thing you can say to convince me to allow this book out of the library.
But what
What's
if
the title of the book? Let's just write that down on the statement, and then we can tell Cosmo Corp if they want to come see it, they can come to the Cosmo Corp wing and look at the book and see the recipe.
All of this,
Heretical and forbidden rituals of souls and creation and constructs.
Okay, my friend.
Scholarly
There is nothing that we can do,
purposes
right? Okay. Thaddeus is going to hear about this. He's not going to be very happy about this guy. Hopefully, he doesn't lose his job.
Just
Should I do a
crazy.
persuasion check?
No.
Okay.
So he is unpersuadable in this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good luck, my friend. You have a wonderful day. Huh?
Goodbye.
Okay. Goodbye.
I have work to do. What's with you now?
Doug?
To be continued. Join us on the next episode.